Hello everyone. This video we are going to discuss about encapsulation constructs. Before to this we were discussed about ADTs, correct? ADTs, abstract data types. So today we'll be going to talk about encapsulation constructs. So we'll first of all find a similarity in between encapsulation constructs and ADTs. Now let's go with the same. ADTs are called as minimal encapsulations. Encapsulation constructs are called as multiple type encapsulations which are required for larger programs, right? So both are encapsulation constructs are representing the encapsulation, ADTs are also representing the encapsulations, and basically encapsulations are often placed in libraries and made available for reuse in programs other than those for which they were written. Now you can understand very clearly every programming language will have libraries. Why libraries? Will write some program which is reused for many times, correct? So that's what even C will have library files. That means C also provides encapsulation, C++ will have, Java will have, but the form of having this libraries may be differ, correct? But they'll have libraries. Now let's see how C will provide encapsulation. C doesn't provide complete support for ADTs. Although both ADTs and encapsulation constructs are simulated, in C language, a collection of related functions and data definitions can be placed in a file, which can be independently compiled. Such a file, which acts as a library, has an implementation of its entities. The interface to such a file, including data, type and function declarations, is placed in a separate file called header file. So now you can take the example. This header file is in source form and the compiled version of the implementation file are furnished to clients. When such a library is used, the header file is included in the client code. Using an hash include preprocessor specification, it so that references to functions and data in the client code can be type checked. The hash include specification also documents the fact that the client program depends on the library implementation file. This approach effectively separates the specification and implementation of an encapsulation. Using an hash include preprocessor specification so that references to functions and data in the client code can be type checked. So this is what how encapsulation is being provided in C programming language. Now let's see how it will be provided in C++. C++ provides two different kinds of encapsulations. Header and implementation files can be defined as in C. Class headers and definitions can be defined. Because of the complex interplay of C++ templates and separate compilation, the header file of C++ template libraries often include complete definitions of resources rather than just data declarations and subprogram protocols. This is due in part of the use of the C linker for C++ programs. Right now, so I wanted to give you some example in both the programming languages. So there are some points what I wrote over here for your reference to understand how encapsulation is generally being provided. So what we will be doing, we will be having some header files. So say that the header file is something hash include stdio.h. Now as far as C++ is concerned, the header file is iostream.h. So what encapsulation is? we will be having different classes, different implementation part, different specification part, right? So I'll give some example, a general example. Now the general example is, so you may be knowing this chocolate, right? Chocolate, yes, eating chocolate. Now look at this. This chocolate will be wrapped by some cover, and assume that this chocolate is having some different blocks. Let's see the Cadbury chocolate. Now this Cadbury chocolate is having some individual blocks inside, and all these individual blocks are collectively be available on one frame. So now all this frame is available in one particular cover, which will be wrapped by some other particular layer. So what you have to understand this is, while I'm calling as it is chocolate, but when I'm opening that layer, I will be going to find out something which is available inside. The same encapsulation is what will wrap the individual specification and implementation classes together in a file, and that will be included in the program. So that is what actually encapsulation. My kind request, this chocolate example for your understanding, not to write in examination, okay? Rather this, you can take any example that a class will have several functions where we will be giving only one class name to that, something like that, okay? So the same you can also see in C sharp. C sharp encapsulation is being provided through assemblies. C sharp includes a larger encapsulation construct than a class. The construct is the one used by all of the .NET programming languages, the assembly. Assemblies are built by .NET compilers. A .NET application consists of two assemblies, which is appears application programs to be dynamic link library and an executable file, which is .exe file. A dynamic link library is a collection of classes and methods that are individually linked to an executing program when needed during execution. Therefore, although a program has access to all the resources in a particular DLL, only the parts that are actually used are ever loaded and linked to the program. An assembly defines a module which can be separately developed. An assembly includes several different components. See, understand this encapsulation. Either it can be C, either it can be C or C++ or C sharp, whichever programming language it is. What we are talking is, encapsulation is we will write some class or method, and this will be specified and implemented. This part will be available in a file, and this file is what, through this file we are supporting encapsulation. As far as C is concerned, this is header file. C++ is concerned, we used to call it is header file, but template header files. C sharp we used to call assembly. So this is about how encapsulation is being provided and what is encapsulation. Thank you all.